We acknowledge that Tri-Cities Community Television operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the waters and all that is above and below.
Hi everyone, it's Kathy Chenna with Tri-Cities Community TV, and we are at the Coquitlam Library, the Poirier branch, and we'd like to thank them for donating this space today. And today with me is Eric Hedekar, and he is involved in the summer Sunday concerts that are happening right at Rocky Point in Port Moody. And welcome to the studio, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we all know George Balzer, and he is the icon of the Summer Sunday concerts, and he's not here today. And tell us why you are.
Absolutely. So George is such a stalwart of the community. It's really an interesting idea that he's had of slowly handing the series over to somebody else to carry it on for the next 20 years, because it's now been in operation and been an annual event for 20 years running. And George is getting to the point where he realizes he can't keep it going for the next 20 years.
Right.
You know, that happens.
So you're his succession plan, Eric.
I am this succession plan,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
And he's been slowly handing more and more of it over to me over the last 5 years or so. And now it's getting to a point where I'm starting to tell George to do a little less this time, do a little less. And I'm telling George now instead of George telling me.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Very interesting. For people that are watching, what is the Summer Sunday Concert Series?
Yeah. So if you've never heard of the series before, it is a outdoor concert series. It happens every Sunday in the summer in July and August at Rocky Point Park, except for one weekend where Ribfest comes along, and we have music all weekend long as part of Ribfest. But every Sunday from 2 till 4 on all the other weekends, we take over the band shell there, the PCT band shell, and we throw a concert free to the public, and we bring in professional musicians, a professional sound system. We really just have a great time in the afternoon with live music for free.
Great. Why do you think it's important for a city like Port Moody to invest in a free concert, community-based concert like this?
Oh, I mean, why do I think the enjoyment of music is a good thing? I feel like that's almost a self-answering question to a degree, but no, I think that having community events, and honestly, I think the outdoor concerts is one of the it's one of the pieces of event in the community that really connects people in a way a lot of other events don't. When you're outdoors enjoying music instead of indoors in a dark theater, for example, you look at somebody next to you really enjoying the music, dancing away, and you can't help but smile. You can't help but recognize that person the next day and as they're walking down the street. And it brings people together and connects them over the shared love of music and rhythm, and it really just brings community to the community. So yeah, it's a fantastic thing.
So speaking on what it brings,
Yeah.
what do you think it brings to the residents of the Tri-Cities? Because I've been to the Summer Sunday concerts many times, and it's not just a Port Moody event. It really does encapsulate, you know, our Coquitlam area, our Port Coquitlam area. I see some other people that come and they're dancing and they're enjoying our music.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little jealous, but I'm biased because I like it. It's in my backyard, so go stay in your own backyard.
Absolutely.
But what do you think that it brings to the residents of the Tri-Cities?
I mean, it is a central hub for the whole area, and I have relatives that live in Coquitlam that always ask me, so what's the bands this year? Which ones should I show up to?
Yeah.
Right? It's a broad-ranging kind of base of people that come to this event. We get thousands turning out every Sunday, and it's right next to the SkyTrain, so it's really a accessible event with, I like to describe it as a no-barrier event, where you don't have to pay a ticket, you don't have to commit ahead of time. You just show up you stay as long as you want to. You can stay afterwards. Bring your picnic blanket. Bring a snack for the park, right? And just sit and enjoy the park and enjoy the show. And it's because it's so accessible from transit, from like there is nearby parking, but it's starting to get a little less now that we're kind of, as a city, from Port Moody point of view, becoming more walkable, kind of oriented. The transit connections and the entire communities of Coquitlam and Port Moody all feed into this, and even New West to an extent, I would describe it, Burnaby too. So
we talked a little bit about, the city and the residents, and, you've sort of already shared it. What can people expect? I mean, I know I can hear the boom, boom, boom from my house, and I live just off of St. John. So when people are coming there, I know in the past I'm like, oh, I've got to get my lawn chairs, and I've got to be there early to get a good spot. And the thing is, the spot's on the grass. So tell us a little bit about that and the different kinds of music that you guys are going to be showcasing throughout the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. So this year is a slightly interesting calendar year. We actually end up with 8 shows this year instead of our normal 7. So there's an extra week for us to throw an extra show. The event itself, so what people can expect when they arrive is it's a big lawn. And we set up signs that state umbrellas on the far side to not block people's view, because people come out with their sun umbrellas and they put it in the ground, and we try to make sure that there's a good sight line to the band. But bring your lawn chairs, bring your blanket to sit right on the grass, find a shady spot because it can get very hot depending on the weather, right? Then at 2 o'clock the band starts up. It's generally a 2-hour show with a brief intermission where there's raffle prizes involved. And you can stay as long as you want. You can come early and get a great seat. You can show up late and stand around from the back. Typically the park will be fairly busy right around the stage, but you can always walk up. People still, during the concert, are able to walk through the whole thing just fine. It's not like
So I heard that the dancing's forbidden.
Oh, that's so incorrect. No, we have a very clearly laid out area where kids of all ages, and I mean kids of all ages.
Yes. Adults are included in the kids of all ages.
Exactly. They get up there and they dance barefoot on the grass, and some people, they actually off to the side are much more like, they come with fancy dancing shoes and they dance all, but on that concrete.
You see your
walkway.
Regulars there for sure. Definitely.
Absolutely.
There's regulars. Tell us about the performers each week. I was recently on the website and I saw just a lot of different types of music from, I think there's a band called Coco something. I think that's going to be a little more of the reggae and Caribbean vibe, and then there's other bands and things like that too. So tell us a little bit about what the bands are going to be doing.
Sure. So this year there is, I like to categorize them as 2 tribute acts, 2 kind of cover band acts, and 4 original acts. So stylistically, we've got everything from a band that does New Orleans jazz and funk, kicking us off, all the way through to Soulstream, ending the series at the end of the event. We've got an Eagles tribute band, a Heart tribute band. Coco Jaffro is bringing the little bit more reggae kind of vibe. We've got a adult contemporary singer in Karma Sounds. Who else? We've got R&B Conspiracy playing. There's Wooden Horseman. This is one that personally, just a personal flavor preference. I'm really excited about Wooden Horseman. They've been around Vancouver for quite some time. Fully original act, and it's a lot more kind of rock pop with some funky trumpet backing and things of this nature. I'm really looking forward to them on, I think it's August 9th. Don't quote me on that exact
that's
number,
okay.
But it's around there.
No worries at all. Where can people get the full schedule?
Head to summersundays.ca.
Okay, fantastic. The park is accessible to all. Anything else that we should know about the events that are happening over the summer?
I mean, in general, just come on out. It's a public park, and we luckily in Port Moody, our parks do fall under the alcohol permitted policy, so it's technically bring your own alcohol and, behave nicely with that, obviously, but enjoy the concert and come on out and dance and smile with your neighbors.
So, because I've been to the concerts before, I know that Crossroads Hospice is there. They have their own table and everything. What is the alignment between Summer Sunday concerts and Crossroads?
Crossroads is not something that we fundraise for, but we help them and they show up and they fundraise at the event alongside the event. And this is something that started up, initially people came up to the George and Linda and said, can I donate, can I donate? But we've got a lovely host of sponsors from PCT to K+S Potash and the City of Port Moody and Rotary and West Group and the Wave 98.3. Regardless, we're fully funded and we are an entity in and of ourselves, so we didn't need that. So we realized, let's start to take that money and donate it to a charity, and eventually Crossroads welcomed that as a, hey, we can show up and take care of the donations ourselves. They actually now run a raffle every concert, as well as sell 50-50 tickets for their broader 50-50 fundraiser. So you can buy a raffle ticket, and at intermission in the show, we draw prizes for gift cards, or you can get a 50-50 ticket that after the concert or the whole season ends, they draw the 50-50, and they'll have a booth there. They'll have volunteers running that entire thing. So we're really pleased that they can also be a part of the event, and we can help support such a wonderful charity at the event.
That's right. Thank you so much. Today we're hearing about the Summer Sunday concerts that are happening in Port Moody at Rocky Point. Grab yourself an ice cream from Rocky Point Ice Cream, or maybe you want some fish and chips at Pajo's, and grab your lawn chair for an event this summer that doesn't disappoint. Thanks so much. I'm Kathy Chenna with Tri-Cities Community TV.